think we got
Got
it
it.
here. The Smokin' Poetry podcast is going on. And for the third time, I have a guest. I'm Mike Harris, and my guest here is Brian B., who has his own show called The B-Line. He can sing, he has produced music, he's a personal inspiration, and he's a poet. Hi, Brian.
Hey, what's up?
So you
Hey,
have a
Mr.
much...
Mike Harris. What's going on, man? Thank you for the
Oh,
introduction. You over there acknowledging me for things I didn't even know I was good at. So hey, listen, I'll rock with it.
well, it's all true though. And
Sure.
I appreciate you coming on because you are, frankly, you're part of my inspiration of getting over the nerves and just doing this stuff.
Yeah, well, that's good to hear, man. Definitely glad to be on the show with you today. I know you came on and did my show, the B-Line Webshow, and it was a great conversation piece. You know, I was introduced to you kind of as a lawyer. So when I kind of got the idea that, you know, you did a lot more than that, and I saw, you know, the poetry and, you know, different kind of fields that you were dabbling in, it was interesting, man. It gave a different perspective. And that's one of the reasons why I like doing these kind of shows, because it's like, you know, you don't ever know somebody. And that's one of the biggest things that, you know, you learn from doing these type of you know, podcasts, web shows, whatever you want to call them.
So for people who don't know you yet, who are you and what are you doing? What is the B-Line?
What is the B-Line? What?
Yeah, what is the B-Line?
Hey, what's going on? Hey, so for all the Mike Harris podcast listeners, you know, this is the Smokin' Poetry podcast. I love the name. My name is Brian B. I have a web show. I call it a web show that I host on Tuesday nights. It's on YouTube. I've been doing this for about 2 years now. It's called the B-Line Webshow. I also have another show. It's called the B-Line Entertainment, and the B-Line Entertainment is actually the name of the business, the whole collective. As you can see here, we got shirts, we got different types of merchandise. We processing right now. But yeah, I've been doing this for 2 years. At the B-Line Webshow, I started it I literally started the show back in maybe 2010. It was like that far back, and I didn't really understand what it was going to be or what I wanted it to be even. I kind of started with just like an idea of I want a talk show. I grew up watching Jerry Springer and Maury and Jenny Jones. Remember Jenny Jones? That's back in the day. But it's like I always wanted to talk, man. It was like one of the biggest things. Like I was always good at talking. I was always good at communicating. So it's like I always wanted to kind of just have a platform where I could speak freely, speak my mind and my ideas and stuff that I'm thinking about with different people. And you know, the show was kind of inspired. And then you know, COVID happened, and then you know, COVID kind of like, you know, woke everybody's inner dreams up and shit, because you ain't have nothing else to do. You was home, you was stuck. You had to be creative. So it's like I kind of finally took my idea that I had for 10 years on a Facebook page. Right when my son was being born, like that was when I started everything, on a Facebook page with a goofy picture up there. And you know, when COVID happened, I pulled that page up and I saw it, and I was like, yo, listen, I'm gonna do this. And then from there on, you know, I had my co-host IT Tiff. She comes on and does the show with me. That's my girlfriend. We have a family, 3 kids. We just have different things we talk about, man. And the show has grown. It's amazing. I love it more than anything I ever do. But it's a lot of fun, yo. It's a lot of fun. You know, Tuesday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern time. You can check me out. I'm always posting. Please follow. Please like. Please subscribe. You know, but that's where I met Mr. Mike Harris, and Mike came on the show and he was talking about, you know, different things that he was interested in, and you know, just on one of the segments. But that's pretty much about me, man. I'm from New Jersey. You know, born and raised. I moved to Georgia when I was 27. I've been in Georgia for almost 9 years now, and it's a different life, but I'm a different person. You know, I came up kind of rough and wild life, and now I'm kind of, you know, family man with 3 kids and a show on YouTube. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, we all got a plan, right?
And I understand there's a bit of a music background you have also.
Yeah, man. I'm like, my family's been in music for a very long time. Like, you know, my father and my father's side of the family, they were actually in a group back in the day. They actually I believe man, this is back in the day. Like I actually just started finding out more of this stuff recently as I was getting older. But they were in a group. I forgot what the name is. I can't remember. Anyway, they were in a group. They actually had a single out. It was called Hot Pants back in the day, like a while ago. Around the same
Hot
time,
pants.
James Brown, Hot Pants, yeah.
Okay.
Cecilia Snell and Charles Snell, yeah, they had an album. So my father, you know, he grew up and he was watching, you know, that environment. I actually did a whole episode on my entertainment show with my father. He talked about all of it. Really, really crazy part about it was James Brown. James Brown stole the whole hot pants idea from my grandparents. This is allegedly. Let me just say allegedly.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, it's a lawyer show.
This isn't a lawyer show. You can say what you want. That's the other show. This
You
one
know,
you can is
okay, perfect. But
keep it real here.
I'm saying James Brown allegedly got the idea for the hot pants and all that stuff, whatever, from my grandparents and stuff like that. So I grew up. My father was always like, you know, chasing the dream of being in the music industry. He wasn't trying to be a singer or anything. He was managing different talent. So I saw so many different talent being in New York City, and in Jersey, so many different talent shows, so many different events. Mary J. Blige, we were really tight with her family, and there's a bunch of different experiences. My uncle is a drummer, is a world renowned drummer, Gerard Snell. He was in the group Louis Vega and the Elements of Life. He played at the Super Bowl. So I've had so much involvement with family. I've been writing music since I was in like fifth grade. I wrote my cousin's album. He's coming out, Mr. Tyree Lamar. Lamar Tyree. I gotta get it right for the camera. But he got a song called Oshana out right now. It's going crazy. Like everybody loving it. Shout out to Lamar Tyree. And yeah, man, just I've been in music forever, yo. I used to rap, I used to sing, and I love it. That's my field, and that's why I created the B-Line Entertainment. Like I started out with the web show, but I created it into this brand where I'm trying to expand it so much more. So definitely, like you said, poetry and everything, like writing raps and writing for my whole life has been something where poetry's been a hell of an experience. It's a form of communication, a form of release. I love writing. I don't do it as much anymore because all we do is type now. I wrote something the other day. I felt lost. I was like, oh man, what am I doing? But I love it, man. I love it for sure.
Well, that sounds like a very good cue, maybe to maybe delve into one of your creations. Is there anything in particular you would like to share in whatever form you would like to do?
Oh, you talking about singing or something?
Or
My show right
reading some
now.
lines or rapping or anything you would
Oh
be
man,
comfortable with.
listen. So it's been a while, right? So I've had so many different types of you know I used to actually write so much that I had I was just telling my girl this or whatever. I used to have garbage bags, literal trash bags, big black trash bags full of papers. I
Mhm.
used to write and I used to rip it out of my notebook and so I keep it or whatever. So I'd have a collection. First I started with a shoebox and then I moved into a garbage bag. And I had garbage bags sitting in my closet, and they were full of papers with just maybe pieces of songs written, or different raps, or different segments, or whatever, hooks, different things like that, or whatever. So that's how much I used to write. How much do I write now? I don't write nothing. but um, my cousin came on, and he surprised me. He came on and did my show. I do a segment on my entertainment show. It's called Show Off. And he sang a song that I wrote for him a while ago that I always wanted him to use, but he didn't never put it on the album because he couldn't find a beat for it. But we all loved the song. Like it would be a hit if it came out. So I can give you a piece of that. Let me see if I remember it. I'm not gonna sing it as good as he sings it. I'm not like the best singer or whatever. Mr. Mike over here put me on blast.
Well, I just read. I can't sing, so any singing is good to me.
Hey, listen. All right, let me see. Let me see what I can do here. All right, let's try. All right, so where the hell you been? That's the greeting I get from you. You assume I'm out tricking as if I don't have a life. Hearing all them things that your girls keep telling you. The truth is all I speak, but you think I'm telling lies. I've tried to make it better and tried to explain, but you never want to listen, and you're quick to toss the blame. Now I'm getting fed up, but love makes me stay. I'm fighting a war that I am losing, a battle I can't escape. It's 'cause of you that we're going through some problems now. There's gonna be a fight tonight, 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 tonight. I love that song.
You can sing.
Oh,
That is some
man.
good stuff.
That's called
And
it's called Fight. It's called the Fight song. But oh man, I wrote that maybe 17 years ago at this point, man. Yeah, and I mean I always loved it. Um, but he surprised me when he sang it because I didn't even remember it because we've had so many different like as a creator, man, like any creator knows that even you, Mike, I'm saying like when you make so much stuff, man, one of the things that I've experienced, like in this industry, yo, you make so much different things, like, and you forget a lot of times things get old to you. So you'll have a song that maybe you wrote, when you first started, and maybe you never made it as popular as it could have been, or something like that, or whatever. To a lot of people, that's still new, that's still fresh, but to you, it's old. So you'll start off with something new, or you'll start off with something different. So you'll have a garbage bag full of material that nobody really ever heard or got a chance to experience because to you it's old. I've seen so many different artists and talent put stuff to the back burner where it's like, because they felt like it was old, and your development grows and and you change as a person. So it's like your direction changes, or your creativeness changes. You get better, you have experiences. So it's just very interesting, man. Like the creative process is amazing, but like when he sang that song, I remember like I loved it. You know what I mean? I didn't even think about it anymore because it was old to me. But then it comes back around and you're like, oh, damn, I remember it, and that's where the process goes, man. But it's always been interesting to me. The creative process is amazing.
when did you first start publicly doing stuff, where you were out there?
I would say probably I was never the talent. Like, well, I can't say that. What I'll say is I never really was trying to be the talent. When I used to rap, like we used to battle rap in school, like in the courtyard in high school. And I was coming off of I was writing since I was in sixth grade. So I mean, I was literally in the studios, and I mean, I was in the studio with hardcore rappers like Brick City, Newark, New Jersey. Like I was in the studio listening to these guys like, talk about being in the street, hustling, selling drugs, like wild stuff that, most kids won't be around. And I mean, I literally seen music videos being made, heard about people getting shot and different like craziness in life. So I was always trying to implement that. So it's like a lot of my beginnings where I didn't really experience that life too much. It all kind of developed from being around that atmosphere and hearing people talk about it. So that's where I was trying to be with my rap. So I got pretty good at rapping and stuff like that or whatever. So we used to go once it got into high school, we began battle rapping and stuff like that in the courtyard or at the end of school and things like that. I'm saying high school, but even middle school, like going out of middle school, we really were like really getting in. I had like different groups that I was in, and always rap. But it really public when my cousin Lamar Tyree, when we really started getting together, and we like I said, that's my uncle's kids, and we always were involved in music. So we began to make music, and that's where he's a producer. He it's just a crazy combination. We all can sing for the most part. I'm like the worst. They're the best. But
Oh,
we're
they must
all
be super amazing then.
they're really good. They're really good, man. They're really good. But it was just like that's why it's hard for me to like publicly this show is probably the most public that I've come on and been like, yeah, this is what I do every week. Like, this is my face, this is my voice, you know, and stuff like that. That's probably the most public I've ever been to like an open internet world. But yeah, man, we used to battle rap, we used to sing, you know, it used to feel really good at the talent shows and stuff like that. It was always a fun experience. It was always a hobby. To me, it was always a hobby, man. I loved it. You know, we did want to have like, you know, be a celebrity life or whatever, but it was always a hobby to me.
I kind of want to hear one of those middle school raps. Do you remember anything from back then? Short little thing.
Let me see. All right, this is something that I know I wrote a long time ago because I remember it. Oh, man. All right, let me see. I carry big guns and niggas know to surrender because I have them wrapped in sheets like a KKK member. You cross me, then be sure it's remembered. I see you again. Your body parts dismembered. You got the wrong one if you think I'm going to take shit. I roll with one gun and hit you with your own shit you cool with. Yeah, I'm sick, but this virus is in me. I kept you flipping you laid out on the block of your own street. It's the only way to live. Hard times, getting no sleep. I'd rather make sure wives is ending up lonely. I bring heat only. I bring heat only. It's the darkness in me. Because I'm known to spit flames like it's a part of my week. I fucking speak to be heard, and the gun is my speech. So I'll put 6 of you niggas if you go on a reach. Go to sleep in a deep hole with no funeral. Send a note to your family, tell them they're gonna be missing you, hugging and kissing pictures, wishing you wasn't invisible. Check it. You an example of what I had did to you. Woo! Man.
I'm both impressed and intimidated at the same time.
I told you, man. I was coming from Newark, New Jersey, like, you know, I was, you know, pretty much raised in Elizabeth, New Jersey, and like I said, all I was around was just that hardcore street shit. And to be honest, I wasn't really a part of that life until a little bit later in my life. But I was always there. I was always in that environment. So it was like, that's what I saw. That's what I was hearing. And from a young age, I mean, that's just like me. But the people that were in the studio, in the booth, like, we actually were used to work with DMX, his brother from Yonkers, New York. DMX's little brother, his name was Will Wonkers, and that was his rap name. I'm pretty sure Wonka's name was Will Wonkers, but he was DMX's little brother, and he never wanted to be out and known as DMX's little brother. He actually is involved with Mary J. Blige's team. Mary J. Blige's brother, Bruce Miller, father, Bruce Sr. You know, we had known a lot of people. Those are the people that I was around when I was, you know, younger. I'm talking literally like I was 6th, 7th, 8th grade and stuff like that. So I was hearing these guys rap, you know, doing different things, whatever. So that's where I got the mentality on top of just being around that atmosphere and like, you know, hearing the guys. And so I just always kind of had that hard kind of style. And it's like, you know, as I got older, I realized I didn't want to be that part. And that's where like the more of the R&B has always been my first love. Like I love R&B music. Like that's why it's like I really got into writing R&B. I kind of slid away from rap because it wasn't a good message or whatever. Like it could be. I ain't on no Will Smith shit, but it could be. You know what I mean? Like but it just wasn't me. So it's like I didn't know about the shit. So I wasn't writing like, you know, Humpty Dumpty raps and stuff like that or whatever. I was writing street shit. And then, you know, like I said, like later on in life, I was involved in a lot of different things. So it's like I kind of just had that mentality, but I didn't want to be a part of that. I wanted to be a part of making music, and making music was something that was big to me. So that's what R&B and then my cousin and our production team and everything. It just kind of grew, man. It was kind of bounced all over the place because, like I said, it was a hobby. It was more of a hobby than it was a business. Like, you know, it's hard to establish something as a business because a business, you have to be structured. You have to, you know, move forward, have direction. When you're doing something because you love it, you're doing it. Like you're just doing it. You make a song here and there. We used to go in the studio and just literally bullshit with Arnold Schwarzenegger voices and then put it together and mess with it and then rap on it or whatever. Like, or we just meet people and people come over the house and we drink and rap. And so it was just fun, man. It was always just a lot of fun.
Yeah. What were you doing to get into the web show? Like, what was your kind of professional life before you started that?
Man, I mean, still working, working. You know, one of the crazy things is, man, and this has been like my experience, like as life. Like, I don't know if I'm hitting a midlife crisis or some shit, but I just turned 30. I just turned 35, and so
That's an early midlife crisis, by the
yeah,
way.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But midlife crisis is 40, ain't it? I don't know. I
I
don't
don't
know.
know. I don't know.
I don't fucking know either.
I don't know what I'm doing is I don't know if what I'm doing is considered a midlife crisis, but it's all good and it's all
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
all
it is what
helpful.
it is. But
Yeah.
I started to find out like I said, like I'm established, like I got a family, like you know what I'm saying, like and it came quick. Like we kind of got together and kind of put our families together, and it came really quick. We've been together for 5 years now, but literally, like you know, kids were getting older, and you know, different things were happening in life, and like I said, even the world. Um, and I just kind of started getting into a place where I literally was like, I don't want to hate what I'm doing forever. I don't want to I don't like my job. I don't like this. I don't like that. And I was also going through that experience where it's like, well, I can change it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I was delivering, I think right when I started the web show, I was delivering ice cream for Good Humor. And not in a truck with a stupid bell on it and music and shit. I was delivering like the product to the stores and stuff like that, to the gas stations and things like that. So I used to hate it. I used to hate it. I used to hate it because you used to get a route and you have to wake up super early and you drive around. You got to go to like, you know, 15, 16 stores in different areas and unpack ice cream in the coolers. And then you wasn't done until you were finished. I used to bring that shit back. I was done when I was done. But I was doing that. I was doing that, and they kind of it kind of woke me up to really understanding like I don't want to do this. Like I remember the thoughts in the parking lot, like saying to myself, like, why am I doing this? Like, what's the reason? And I started to understand it was just for a paycheck. It wasn't because I was caring about it. It was because so I can take care of my family. And once I started having that understanding more and more and more, I started to ask myself, like, well, what else can I do for a paycheck? What else can I do that? And then I kind of left that job. And but in that job, that's where I kind of experienced the show. And that's where I was kind of breaking out. And I was saying, listen, I got to at least do something for me. Like I said, and that's where the whole COVID, you know, understanding, you know, came through. And I was like, I've always wanted to do a show. I'm gonna do it. And then from there, that's when the mentality came. And then now, like I said, it's like you know, I licensed my name and you know, starting the whole brand at this point. Um, and now I'm just kind of like growing off of that. I'm still at the early stages, you know, but still like it's this is where I want to be. So all of my dedication is going into this now. I mean, the goal is always to be like, you know, efficient enough to live off of. But that was my mentality, man. I was just tired of doing the rat race, yo. I was tired of the same thing every day. Tired of making other people money. I'm tired of giving time. Yo, time. You know what's crazy? Yo, Mike, you feel like you ever feel like I'm talking freely over here? Yo, you know
I,
what's crazy, man?
I think you just this is all good. I think I'm just gonna let you keep going here. This
Like
is
I'm
great.
venting and shit. Like I'm talking.
But it's more than that because it's also there's a positive side to what you're saying.
Yeah.
And I think that's the big difference of event and this is just part of your story. This is a positive thing to me.
Yeah,
Because look what
man.
you're
Yeah.
doing.
Yeah. I really got tired. Like I said, I got tired of damn, I lost what I was really about to really get into. But I got tired of just doing the same thing over and over again, man. Oh, that's what I was talking about. The biggest thing I was noticing the difference in was time. Time was the biggest thing that I was really starting to pay attention to, man. I was noticing my kids getting bigger. I was noticing like the years go by, just like you know now, like this year, like we're literally in September, like this year just started, like you know, 10 minutes ago. But time is not waiting for nobody. And then I was paying attention to how much time, like I said, the job that I had, it expected you to go up early. You know, you get there at like 6 o'clock in the morning, and then you go and you know finish when you're finished. And a lot of times that would be like maybe like 5, 6 o'clock at night, and then you still got to drive home. You still got to drive there. You still got to wake up in the morning. You still got to take a shower, get your breakfast, whatever. All of that stuff combined literally creates plus your time to sleep. How much time do you have in a day, man? Five,
Yeah.
6 hours, maybe if you're lucky. 4 hours you coming home, and then you got your days off. But on your days off, you're too tired to really do anything. So you're trying to recuperate. You're trying to get yourself together. You're trying to take a second to yourself, whatever. Like time started becoming really important to me. And that's where, like, especially with the driving jobs, like, you know, you're traveling, you're doing this, you're getting stuck in traffic. Like, I'm 33 years old, and most of my year that's already gone by has been sitting in a car that is just giving me enough money to pay bills. What is it doing for me? So that's where I really, like I said, I'm really trying to get back as much of my life that I can take control over successfully in a nutshell. You know what I mean? So that's really like where my mind state was with when I started the show. I want to do something that potentially, and not even going with this mind state, but it accumulated over time. Like, I want to make this way more than what I even thought I could make it. Because at the beginning, it was just like a hobby. Like I said, with the music, I want to create something that's just going to be that I can talk, I can vent. Like, my first couple of shows were all about shit like this or whatever. Like, you know, literally talking about jobs and you know, how they, you know, take your damn life from you, basically. But yeah, that's just where my mentality was, man. And now it's more than ever. I mean, I transitioned in what, 2 years doing all that stuff or whatever, and now I work from home. I got, you know, offices all over. I'm trying to sit there and do everything I'm doing, 2 shows, a brand. So it's like it's definitely working. It's definitely working forward, you know. And I'm just progressing, man, slowly but surely.
You know, another thing I like about your show is you have a wide variety of guests. I think there was a doctor I saw a couple episodes ago, and actresses and
Yeah, yeah.
singers. I mean, so maybe it's a good thing for people who are thinking about checking you out. What type of guests are you having, and have you had?
Man, yeah. Like you said, one of the things that I started doing that I'm really finding successful, it's even kind of how, you know, I met you and everything, was I was doing the talking with strangers. So I got a couple of different segments on the show, like, you know, a couple of different things we talk about. A lot of times we do, like, you know, I try to break it down so you know what you're going to expect when the show comes out. We have a session called Free Talk. That's literally where I just come on, and either it's just me or maybe me and a guest. We just talk, literally just talk like we're having a conversation on the phone. And a lot of times it's really funny. My cousin Pepe Gonzalez, that's my other cousin now we used to do music with, Lamar Tyree's brother. He comes on and we just talk shit, honestly. Like, we talk shit, we do talk about some good stuff too, but we laugh, we joke. Same crap we talk about on the phone together, we talk on the show. JD the Mouth, he comes on, we do the same thing. JD the Mouth is back on the show. That's my brother. I grew up, that's the one I really got into crazy lifestyles and stuff with. Um, but you know, I definitely have talking with strangers as a segment, and people come on. I talk to them on Facebook or something like that or whatever, and then I don't really talk to them too much. Hey, you want to come on the show? Yeah, come on. Talking with strangers segment. I'll send you information on it. I'll send you what I need for the show, and then bam, you come on the show. You talk about whatever you want to talk about. It's an open platform. Literally, I don't care if you're cheating on your husband. I don't care if you got kidnapped somebody. Like, literally, don't do that. But if you did and you want to talk about it, talking with strangers is where you're doing
You
it
talk
at, you know
about
what I
your
mean?
feelings of doing it. Don't really confess on the air, please. I can't completely forget my other job.
Got it. Yeah,
So don't confess to crimes on the air. That's the only legal advice of the night I will give.
there we go. We got it. But yeah,
But
literally, like, I really started that because I wanted people to come on and talk, man. I know it feels good for me to get on my show and talk about things that I want to talk about. So it's like, I know it probably would feel good for other people. That was my mentality for that. So, but it kind of branched off, and the people just coming on talking about what they're doing and you know, what they want to do, or, you know, different things they're experiencing, things like that or whatever. I had a couple mediums on the show. I've had a couple of promoters, you know, some people that just came on, a college professor, a bunch of people that I've had come on. One really good one was a lady named Hope Rieger, and her son had got killed in like a crazy thing or whatever. They had a fight and he got shot, and so she kind of opened up like a whole to cope with it. She kind of opened up like a whole what's it called? You know, not charity, but just a organization to where people,
GoFundMe or something.
yeah, something like
Something
that.
like
But
that.
more
Yeah.
like, she had people come on and like tell their stories and feel comfortable with their stories, who are dealing with stressful situations like losing a loved one, or, you know, to violence or whatever. But it was really good because, and I always tell this story because it's one of the ones that kind of stuck with me. I was getting off from work and I was really tired. I didn't even put my shirt on or nothing like that, whatever. I just did it in my regular clothes. And I knew what the topic was going to be about, but I was kind of like not really feeling it because my show's like loud. I'm usually crazy, but I was like, damn, it's gonna be like drama. Like I don't want to feel sad. You know what I mean? And I remember that emotion that I had going into the interview. But when she started talking, it quickly put me in such a different perspective and a different mind state where I was like, I was so engaged because I was like, damn, like her story with her son could happen to anyone. And quickly too. It's not even like some thought out shit. Like literally, like something can just change the drop of a dime over an argument or a parking space or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Anything you do in your day to day. And that story spoke to me so loudly. I was instantly awake. I was instantly back to life. Now, instantly realized like, no matter what happens or what I'm going through, or what I do, when I dedicate myself to the show, I'm making sure I'm there 100%. I don't know what experience I'm going to have from that. And that's what kind of turned me around. That's where the Talking with Strangers thing got real serious. And everything that I do with the show, like even like with the show and stuff like that or whatever, like, just trying to be there fully is like a commitment that I have now. But like that, yeah, just a lot of people like that, man. Anybody who wants to come on, really. And then on the entertainment show, we do a lot of music, a lot of artists, a lot of actresses, actors, rappers, whoever, literally.
Well, I had a great time, and I don't think I qualified for any of those things, but it was great. And I gotta say, the other thing where you inspired me is I saw, you put me up on your show and you had the writing below, and it said lawyer/poet.
Yeah.
And I said, I like that.
Yeah,
And
man. I
now
try to pick the
I
right
am
character.
I am now calling myself for the first time a lawyer poet. I even went on and changed my like Instagram handles and all that.
No.
And
Yep.
I was before that, I kind of was uncomfortable mixing the two. I wanted to, like to stand on my own in each area. I didn't want people to say, oh, he's good for a lawyer.
Yeah.
But then I saw that and said, you know what? That's pretty cool.
Yo,
And I'm going to use that.
here's the true. Here's one true shit that I try to live by, man. Yo, you gotta be you. At the end of the day, like you can't be two people. Like you. You know what I'm saying? If you're a lawyer, embrace that shit. If you're a poet, embrace it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm never gonna try to break myself down. Like, oh, I'm a podcast host, and then I'm a this guy on the side, and then I'm a dad. I'm all of that shit.
Yeah, and
Always. It's
that's right.
easier for some people than it is for others. Like accepting your title is one thing. Now, if you want to change your title, then that's a different story. But I'm saying, like, if it's you, that's what it is. You know what I mean? Like you cannot want to do it all you want, but at the same time, like, who are you trying to convince? Like, you're the only person that you're trying to convince. If it is you, you wouldn't be trying to convince yourself.
Yeah.
So you got to just kind of stick to who you are, man.
And I think that I saw that and I said, you know what? That just sticks. So
For real.
I'm using that. Now the other show I just saw recently, you had another poet on your show. You call she goes by Tomboy in a Dress. And she
Yeah.
was talking, and I liked that episode, and she was
Yeah.
talking about some of the things she was probably more artfully talking about what I'm trying to talk about and how I like to use poetry for therapy and how it helps and music and things like that help get through things. Is that anything you've used? You talk going through all those difficult things you talked about.
Tomboy in a Dress, Kitchen Talk with Tomboy in a Dress. She got her own show. Like, shout her out for sure. She's great. She is really in a really interactive in a really weird way because like she also likes her privacy. She likes like herself. And I'm not talking about like I know her like like her best friends or anything. But from what I met from her and how I've spoken to her, like she's a really cool person. Her show is very interesting. But she was doing something where she was talking about like kind of like dealing with mental health, and that's a big thing that a lot of people are talking about nowadays, and it's because it's getting more acknowledgement because people are literally not able to really deal with things that are going on in life. I mean, instant access to information is consistent at this point, so you're getting everything, the good and the bad, and with that much information, whether it be you go to school and getting the bully, then you get home and you still got the damn bully talking to you, or whatever it is, man, or just trying to keep a image. And I think that's what I was kind of talking to her about, because I was kind of going through some different things at the time where I did her show. And for the first time, once again, like, I don't know if it's a midlife crisis or whatever, but I was just dealing with like health things. And I didn't really know exactly how to deal with it, because I didn't never had to before. So it put me in a place where I felt vulnerable for like the first time in my life. Like, I'm strong, I'll fight anybody, I don't give a damn. But
Right.
I felt vulnerable, and it was like it was hard for me to kind of accept it. So I kind of was lashing out at it. I was dealing with my family differently. I literally like almost fought my brother. Like and the person that I turned to and finally kind of just gave in and turned to was IT Tiff, my girl and stuff. And she kind of gave me the comfort in knowing, like, yo, we know you're strong, we know you're a provider, a protector, but you can be, open. And I really started to understand, as I'm the male role, like that's me. I'm dominant. I like, I'm protecting my family. I have weapons all over the house. Like I'm that person. Like, I'm going to fight to the death. So it's like I understood the need to also be able to release when I need to. And that was like a good topic that she had, because she was just dealing with talking to men about that. And for men, it's a little different. It's a little different, because we do play that role and we don't want to seem vulnerable, but you do have to let it out, because it does come out in different ways if you don't do it correctly. And so it was really good talk with her. And I wasn't expecting to do it, but it kind of just came out while we were on a show. I'm better now. I'm a lot better now. Dealing with that or whatever. It wasn't even really a big deal, but I mean, it was a big deal at the time. I didn't really know how to really deal with everything. And gave me a first time experience to something in life, and gave me an experience to know how to deal with it in the future. We don't live forever. You got to take care of yourself and stuff. I'm doing things a lot better now. But yeah, it's just really interesting, man. You got to take care of yourself, yo. I mean, that really goes along with all the other stuff with, like, time waits for nobody. And I had a great show. If you really want a recommendation, like, I'll tell everybody to watch this show. I did a show. It was on Entertainment Channel. It really should have been on the web show, but it was on the Entertainment Show. And it was a guy named Wade Simmons. And he was a funeral director. And the reason why I had him on my entertainment show was because he was also training to be a wrestler. And I'm a huge fan of wrestling. So I wanted to
So
have him on.
wasn't that a character already?
What, Wade
The
Simmons?
funeral director, wrestler guy.
Oh,
Wasn't there some?
you talking about the Undertaker? Oh, he ain't the Undertaker.
This is not the Undertaker.
I know you're talking about. Yeah, nah. But he was like he was one of those guests, another guest where I didn't know what to expect. He wasn't even talking with strangers. Like I said, he was a entertainment show, and I was like, I thought we were going to talk about wrestling, and I was like, yeah, you're a funeral director, that makes you interesting or whatever. But when he started talking, because he was a funeral director, the information that this guy had, I don't even remember how old he was, but he had such a unique, positive outlook on life, so inspiring. I think like maybe 3 times in the show as we were talking, I had to stop and say, yo, listen, man, like you're changing my life right now. Because like the way he was looking at life was so different. Like, to make you understand, like, just being a person that has seen so many, people come through and pass away. And he was telling me one story about how it was like literally he was talking to a guy's mom, and or something like that, a guy's son, a woman's son, and his mom passed away, and he was talking to her about his son passing away, and then or about his mom passing away, and then like 3 months later he came through and he passed away. And it was like the way he was explaining it and the way he was sharing the story was showing why he's saying like time waits for nobody. Time was like the biggest key word in the whole interview. And it was just really interesting, man. Just perspective changing. Like, what I'm saying? Like, and that's kind of what you look for as you start getting older and you start growing up and you start, seeing your kids grow up. And like my niece is turning 18. And I mean, I remember when she was just born, like, my niece is turning 18, going to prom and all this other stuff, whatever. And I'm like, yo, time, you don't realize it as you're young, but when you start to get older and you see the world change around you, that's where that evidence starts to come in. Like you're like, damn, it really is going faster. Like, it does move quickly. Like it's just really interesting. Just really, really, really good topic. And I wasn't expecting it. But it was a great episode. Wade Simmons, check him out.
Will. I also want you to introduce me to Jackie Jones.
Oh, Miss
I love that's my little thing.
the
That's
Manos.
Manos. It's so fun.
Yeah,
And
that was
I used to
interesting too.
I used to watch that stuff growing up, and frankly, it's something good to do while smoking. That's my tip of the night. Do some smoking, watch the Mystery Science Theater
I
3000
bet. I
version
can
of
imagine.
Manos, and you will have a good time.
I bet.
And you
Yo,
have
it's
the
crazy.
accents.
It's crazy that I'm on your show, and I don't like literally. I don't smoke. I don't drink. I don't do anything anymore, man. I literally stopped doing everything. Like I said, like health scares and stuff like that or whatever. I used to be heavy, like when there's another interesting part of like my show when I did start. One of the things I wanted to do was get back into like weed and stuff like that or whatever. Because I stopped doing stuff like that kind of when I moved, and just as I started getting older, what was happening was I was quitting jobs left and right, so I had to take a drug test and stuff like that constantly. So I kind of just gave it up, and I mean I was around nothing but it, but I gave it up because I wanted to be sure I can get a job whenever I wanted to, and I always usually was. Um, but then when I needed a replacement, so I used to drink. And I was never an alcoholic, never an alcoholic. But whenever it was time to party, I'm drinking. Fuck it, like you know what I mean? Like I'm having a beer, I'm having this or whatever. But as I got into like the dad role and stuff like that, a lot more, and I kind of just transitioned into family man or whatever. I used to drink constantly. I used to and like I said, I say drink constantly. I don't mean like I'm a drunk, I'm crazy, like I'm this and that.
Yeah.
Literally, like I would just have a beer when I got home with dinner and stuff like that. Have a couple beers or whatever, and I'm good. Like never no crazy shit. But one thing I was doing at the beginning of the show was I was drinking. Like I felt like I needed that to do a good show. I felt like I needed to be loose. I felt like I needed to open up. I felt like I needed all of that to do a good show. I didn't want to do weed. I didn't want to smoke weed and have it in the house and smoke it in the house and stuff like that and smell at the house with it. So I was relying on drinking or whatever. And I didn't really realize it was a problem. I was just like, yo, I'm gonna drink a couple of drinks before I start the show and do this. And I was doing it for a while. Until I kind of started like, weaning myself off it. Or I was like, yo, listen, I don't want to rely on this to do a good show because I want to be me more. And then I kind of got more comfortable with doing the show and I got away from it. So I literally stopped drinking and smoking and everything, man. And I mean, yeah, at times, like I'm not saying I never will. Like, I'm definitely still gonna like, go out and have a beer and shit or whatever. But it was just something I was relying on, and just don't want to rely on it no more. Like I used to do a lot when I was younger, but don't want to rely on that shit no more, man. I do have a more positive, like healthy outlook on life, trying to lose weight, and I used to work out, I used to fight, I used to do a whole bunch of shit.
Really?
But
Used
now
to fight.
like, oh yeah, man. I used to train mixed martial arts.
Oh, more talents out there that I did not know of.
See, and I want to say that just for anybody watching the show and they're like, "Oh, you used to train with who fighting?" No, I never fought, but I used to go after I got out of my night job, or whatever. My security guard that was at my job, he was the first guy who really got me into going to a gym, and he was training me, and he wasn't even like a big boxer, but he was training me how to box, different skills that he knew. And the gym we used to go to, it had a speed bag, it had a punching bag, it had a bunch of different things. But when I was there, I met a guy, and he was a kickboxer, tall, bald head guy. He was a kickboxer. And I used to go there when he was there, and he would train me with stuff. He showed me how to punch, he showed me how to kick, he showed me how to grab, all of this shit. So I got adapted to going when he was there, and I was doubling bag. I was doing a whole bunch of different things, speed bags, and I was rolling, and I was doing different things, whatever. But I never did it the way that I wanted to do it. So, but I used to train doing that shit for almost a year and a half. I used to go with him, work out in the mornings. I used to be a beast, but I just never did it as far as I wanted to do it. But I can still fuck some shit up, like.
Well, I'm not. Well, between that rap I heard and now and this martial arts, I ain't messing with you.
Oh man, nah, man.
But
Yeah, it ain't about that. It ain't about that life, man. Literally,
Yeah.
one thing I do like is more than anything, I like for everything to be cool, man. I like for everybody to be cool. I like to go out and have a good time. No drama. You know what I mean? Like, especially when you have kids, you forget about all that bullshit. Like, it's all about them. It's all about them having fun. Like my days now, I hate going out. I never thought I'd be the person to say that, but I hate going out. I like being home. I like being around my family. I like knowing that they're safe. So much drama. You know what I'm saying? Like, I still want to do the Disney worlds and stuff like that, but that's my excitement. Like, I go out to dinner, maybe a movie every now and then, but I'm not even in the street like that. I don't want to be in the street like that anymore.
Mm,
I'd rather be home.
I see. Now I'm trying to do an awkward transition so we can get you to do some other creations. If you have any other poetic works or lines you would like to
Oh
maybe
man.
share,
I
since
don't
that is
know
the
if
name of the show.
I don't know if I have I don't really
Another,
know I don't really know if I have anything else like
yeah, one of you had to have a few raps there. Any non scary raps you had?
oh man, hell no.
Or they're all scary. They're all scary. All right. Well,
I had it's interesting. I did a promo for the store Against All Odds.
mhm.
You heard of that store? It's a store in the mall. It used to be like you sell like like urban wear. That's what you call it. Um, I don't remember that shit though.
Mm,
What's something that I have? All right, here's something. Here's something. This was a rap that I did. Me and my cousin, the Mars Diary, we did a remake of Neo's song. The I just wonder, do you ever think of me anymore? I don't know if y'all know it, but we did a remake of that song,
okay.
and I
Okay.
wrote a rap on it. So this was the part for there. I can remember. This is the shit I remember.
All right.
Um, Here we go. One, two. Forever's a short time, at least for us. We really hit it off in a couple months. It was a couple things, hearts with each other's names. Just a couple things. I really messed up with a couple dames, and then you lost all trust when you found them names. Damn, I know it's evident, but baby, if pain is love, then you're my medicine. I need a dose because the pain is settling. More messed up than I ever been. But guess what? I gotta deal with it because I still got a tight grip on you. I'm feeling it. I can't let go. No, my mind is made up. This new situation really got to change up. I don't like not talking, long walking, thinking about how your smile be sparkling. I'm not the one to change my lifestyle. I just need that girl that drive me wild. I gotta get my chick on a double, got lost in the bundle. Now I think I'm in trouble. Yup. There's no use for changing. No famous nigga like me should be dameless. So wife her up. Got the rock for your finger, I'ma wipe it up. You gonna like the stunt. Yep. And that
You
was
still
back.
got it.
That
You
was
still
back in the
got it.
day. That was back in the day, man.
So we definitely need to post all the links. Are you only on YouTube? Or are you in other places?
Nah, man, I'm actually branching off. I actually started doing some TikTok videos now. Like my girl, she got me doing everything, yo. I'm doing TikTok videos. I'm actually doing TikTok videos where I'm literally just talking shit to people's videos that they make it. But I'm about to start doing a lot of more real interesting stuff. I'm like I said, I got the gear. Like I'm coming out. I'm gonna be posting the merchandise soon. Um, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, everything really. That's all my branch. But the main show is gonna be on YouTube.
Okay. Is that is there a reason you don't do like the Spotify and some of those things? Or is YouTube just a better thing, you think?
I like the video. I like the visual. You know what I mean? Like the one thing about putting it everywhere, you're not really sure where it's getting listened to, or you're not really sure like where it's at. You know what I'm saying? Like so it's like I gotta worry about telling 15 people it's all over the place instead of just one area. So if you want to watch my show, you want to keep up with it, you like it, you're a fan of it, it's on YouTube. You know what I mean? Subscribe to the channel, check it out. I post clips consistently. Like I'm always cutting up 1 minute clips here and there and posting it on my page or posting it on. I got a group page on Facebook, a bunch of different things. And I mean, I might, progress to doing like a Spotify or like, just a what's it called, kind of audio. listening deal. But I love the visual. I love talking. I love facial expressions. I love that kind of communication. I just never wanted to lose that with just the audio.
Yeah. So, by the way, I think we got to talk a little more about IT Tiff. How much is she doing to help you with all these shows?
IT Tiff started out
Everything.
as she's good at computers, right? So IT Tiff
Yeah.
can type like 540 words a minute, like literally, like she's like a machine. But
Wow.
we started that name. I came up with the name because I wanted somebody to do the show with me. My brother was initially supposed to do the show with me, JD the Mouth, and
Mhm.
he's a pain in the ass. So I don't want to deal with him. I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to deal with it. So he didn't want to do it as much, and I was really taking the show really serious. I was kind of like, really, um, I wasn't playing. Like I wanted it to be serious. Whoever was involved, I wanted to take it serious. And it didn't work out with me trying to deal with certain people. So when my girl, when she decided that she was going to do it with me, and she was going to kind of just be there to help and kind of like look up information and stuff that we could talk about, and it kind of just transitioned. So she doesn't do that much, believe it or not. Like, but she super, just gives me ideas, helps out with like the people I'm talking to, or just different discussions that we have that we talk about on the show. She always come and tell me like, you should do it on the show. But she also like helps out with a lot of the business portion. So that's where it's been kind of going now. Like she's getting me involved with like getting all my business stuff situated. Like we're actually doing the merch for the website and everything. So just like in the background, IT Tiff is amazing. Like she'll be on the show more and coming on to do different things. A good episode that we did where we talked to my cousin, Rachel Rogers. She came on and she's a homeschooling parent, and we talked about different homeschooling things because that's what we were going through when the whole COVID stuff was happening, and we had to homeschool our kids, and she was kind of doing that. So that's a great episode that we had on there with her. But yeah, me and Auntie Tiff just literally, she got her own business. She's doing something. She really dives into what she's doing. It's more of the spiritual aspect. So I'm not all the way there with that. We don't kind of meet together with that too much, but we support each other always, like 100%, and that's really what matters. And I love her, man. She's great, yo. She does a lot. She does a lot. She keeps me in line. I tell people all the time, I don't know how the hell she does it, but she keeps me in line, yo.
Well, the B line is going pretty well, I think, and I'm sure there's going to be many more years to come of that.
Yeah, we gonna be
So,
here, man.
so I like the t-shirts. So I gotta get some of those. What do you got t-shirt wise?
Yeah, t-shirts. We always got the B-Line Web Show. It took me a while to kind of like figure out what was the actual logo that I wanted to have for the show. I had so many logos when I first started, but I came across this and I kind of just did this by accident. Actually, it's crazy, but I did this by accident and it kind of just evolved. And everybody said they liked it. And then I got the hats and the shirts made, and then like I said, we got the entertainment shirts made as well. This shirt actually is for my daughter, my 3-year-old daughter, baby Jordan. I kind of do a thing with her where it's like
Okay.
I put her in there. I try to create characters, man. It's like, I'm trying to everybody I want to have its own unique kind of like, feel. So when you hear baby Jordan, it's gonna be a thing where you're like, oh, I want to see baby Jordan. You don't see her that often. Um, but yeah, we getting all the merch together. I'm trying to get a couple of different shirt ideas. Like I said, I'm trying to post. You'll be seeing it soon. Like I'm definitely posting all the information about where you can find everything. But yeah, if you subscribe to the channel, follow me on, Instagram, TikTok, you'll see my crazy videos, and you'll definitely see all the new stuff coming out, man. I love all my followers. I love everybody watching. Like, people are amazing, and that's the reason why I like talking to them.
Well, thank you so much for coming on. And thank you for the inspiration. And thank you for giving a voice to so many people who, aren't going to get on the fancy cable TV show, but they come on yours and they have some really good stuff and
Yeah,
really good
really.
information. And I think you get more unfiltered, real things, frankly, in a show like
Yeah,
yours than you might on a TV show.
for
So
sure.
thank you. So thank you for that. And I'm not as good at telling people to watch all my stuff, but yeah, do all those things for me too. Subscribe
Definitely.
and comment. And as I often say, I'll take an insult because anything's good. An insult's just as good as a
Yo,
compliment. Anything
anything
that
is
moves
good.
you. Anything that moves you.
Anything is good,
So
man.
Yeah, and it's only a matter of time before I got t-shirts too. But we're
Yeah.
still early here.
Keep it
So
going. Keep it going,
exactly.
man.
So thank you, and I think we're gonna have many more episodes of the Smoking Poetry podcast. So
Perfect.
I'll see you next time, and check out the B-Line.
Sounds good, man. Hey, follow your boy Brian B. Follow your boy Mike Harris. Yo, I love you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to Mr. Mike Harris's podcast. Mike, keep going, man. Just keep floating with it. You know, you're doing good, man. You definitely got a good story. You got a great story. Hey, yo, Mike, I gotta tell you this too, man.
Yeah,
In closing, yo,
yeah,
listen,
close.
man. Like you said, bro, embrace being a lawyer. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah,
It'll probably take you places where you never even thought about. And I even got ideas, man, with you as a lawyer, man. Yo, getting on the podcast and talking about some legal shit included with the smoking poetry. It's a whole nother realm that people ain't
yeah.
fucking with, yo.
You know,
Keep it real.
and I
Gotta
always
be
forget to
real,
promote
man.
my other show because I have two podcasts. I also
There
have
you
What is the
go.
Law podcast.
Yo,
So
be
check
both.
that one out too, and
I'll check
subscribe to
everything
both.
out.
And yeah, all right. Thank you so much for that. And
Perfect, man.
with with that conclusion, I will see you next time.
All right, Mike, be good,
All the
bro.
shows.